welcome to your new favorite podcast, Coffee Chronicles with a Z, with your girl Elle Stokes, Megan S., and Mimi J. So grab your favorite coffee cup with your drink of choice and join us on this conversation journey. So happy New Year, Coffee Chronicles family!
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Happy New Year!
We missed y'all.
We miss you so much, and we know we've been gone for a while, but we are back, baby. And unfortunately, Megan S. couldn't join us, but that firecracker will be back soon. So we love you so much, Megan S.
Yes.
So let's jump into this because a lot's been going on in the world. So as you know, on January 6th, fresh into the new year, 2021, Capitol Hill was attacked, which left not only the United States, but the nation speechless.
How did a disorganized mob break into what's supposed to be one of the most secure buildings in the world? We followed a group of Trump supporters as they walked into the U.S. Capitol and police officers stood and watched.
USA! USA!
This senseless act of violence and vandalism has brought about death, hurt, confusion, and has many questioning how safe is one of the most sacred places on Washington. Mimi J, when you first saw this, what did you think was really happening? Did you think this was real?
You know, it was so crazy. I had a very busy day at work and I took like a quick break and I scrolled through Instagram and Michael Rappaport was on there going off. And I'm like, what is he talking about? You know, and I was like, what is going on? It was like, this cannot be happening. You've got to be kidding me. I was devastated. I was hurt. I was shocked and appalled. I was embarrassed. I just couldn't believe this was happening. And, you know, one of the main things is like, if these were Black people, if these were Muslims, what would happen? These people would have been shot right in the face. They would have been shot right in the head. I mean, what is this world coming to? Black people can't have cigarettes, you know, without getting shot in the back. They can't be unarmed. They can't be in their bed sleeping without getting shot in the fucking face. And these people are coming and storming the Capitol and nothing happens. I saw videos of these people walking straight by the police and the police are just standing there allowing them to go. I have seen videos of the police showing them the direction of how to escape this madness. Like, it is beyond ridiculous and hurtful as an American citizen. And I know I'm mad and angry. I'm sorry. It just it's boiling me on the inside. And on top of all of this, it boils down to racism, period. These people are in outrage beginning because Barack Obama was president. This is the root of all of this, because they couldn't believe that an African-American man was in that office. And people were on there talking about, this is our house. This is our house. Everybody who's in there is a traitor. I'm like, what is happening?
Right.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Right. Oh, gosh.
Sorry. Let me also say this. My thoughts are completely my thoughts and not the thoughts of the other ladies of Coffee Chronicles. I just want to make that known. This is my personal opinion, and this is not reflective of Coffee Chronicles in any way.
Okay. Thank you, Mimi J. I appreciate all. And you're right. Any expressions or any thoughts or any conversations that we give are not a reflection of any member of Coffee Chronicles or even any of our fan members or anything. It's very funny that you mentioned about Barack Obama, because I can't quite remember who he was interviewing with, but he did himself state that a lot of this might have escalated through his presidency. And it's very, very, because that was a great accomplishment for what we call the land of the great, the freedom, all of that. We know what they say America stands for. When I saw that, I just could not believe my eyes to know that, wow, is this really happening? Or is this a joke? Or it gave me feelings back to 9/11 when I first saw the towers hit by the plane. I'm like, no, this that movie Independence Day. Like this can't be reality. When I think of Capitol Hill and today in this world, you look at so many people expressing their views through the end of time, through marching, through protesting. As we know, Black Lives Matters was one recently, but I even want to go back to Bloody Sunday on in the famous memory of John Lewis when they were just marching on that bridge just for civil rights as a human being, and they were attacked by dogs, police, pepper spray, water hoses.
All we would like to do, sir, is to go to the
courthouse.
courthouse.
Is closed. There's
We
no
don't,
business there.
we don't want to go in the courthouse. All we want to do is go to the lawn of the courthouse, kneel in prayer, and we'll gladly return.
You take your prayers back to your church. That's a proper place to pray.
Sir,
I'm sure that God will hear your prayer just as well down there as it will up here, but you're not going on this courthouse alone.
Sir, whenever there are men who are in sinful conditions, prayer should be uttered wherever they are.
Well, why don't you pray where you are? Go back down there and pray. You think you're lily white? You think you're not sinful?
No.
Well, then go back to your church and pray.
Well, sir, can we pray together, you and I?
You do your praying. I do mine, big boy. You
Well,
don't pray for me. I don't want you to pray for
Well,
me.
will you pray for us?
Because I don't think your prayers get above your head.
Well, will you
My grandmother brother, the late Reverend Fred Shuttlesworth, that fought for civil rights next with Dr. Martin Luther King, my heart bleeds, not only because I am an American and I feel that I have done what America expects of its people, where I have went to school, I do have a degree, I do pay my taxes, I try to live a straight line and be a great reflection for my children. However, the color of my skin has brought up so many barriers for me. And it is sad. And I think the reason why a lot of people, not only just Mimi J, but as human beings, as watching CNN, watching Fox News, you can't help but to think of if these people were of a different nationality, if their complexion was darker, like myself, or like anyone that looked not Caucasian, the outcome would have been different. And as a people state, bloodshed would have happened. And I think a lot of times we're marching, and as minorities, we tend to want to tear up our own neighborhoods, our own in areas where we go, because we haven't even to go to the Capitol. Because if you tearing up or walking down the street, yes, we would never, because we have never gotten too far to even do that. And a lot of times, as you see minorities, when it's time to protest, it's always peaceful. Well, it always starts out peaceful. But as I know, with being in the city where I'm at, in the state, I've seen protests where the horses have already been out there. The police are already there. So it lets you know why weren't they ready. And they also said the reason why they weren't ready was because they felt it wasn't going to go this far. But however, it has shown that they've been planning this for a while. And also, I'm very afraid for the land of the free and the home of the brave, because they're speaking of doing this again.
This was just the beginning. This was just the beginning. And
January 17th, actually.
Yeah, and it's devastating. It's devastating to see the president and his son and his son's wife were in a bunker watching this happen and dancing and like enjoying this moment as if it was a party and a celebration, all while this is going on. And it's hurtful. It really is hurtful. You think that we've come so far as a nation, and this just goes to show how far we have not come. And this is half of the country who feels this way. And although we have made progress, but it's just an evil. It's just an evil that resides on this planet Earth and in America, where people want to tear down another man based on the color of their skin. And I know that this is confusion, and everyone is like, where did this come from? This is Trumpism and everything, but this has been in this country for so long. It's just that the beast has been revealed. And in a lot of ways, it's almost like, is this happening? Is this a good thing because the beast has been revealed so we could see exactly where we are and stop sitting in a situation where we don't recognize racism? Because you don't know how many times I've been in a situation where I've brought up race and people have said, oh, we're over that by now. Stop pulling up the race card. And it's like now people can really see that we have never been over this. This has never been eliminated from this country, or
Right.
from the world, from the planet.
Right.
Everyone is racist against black skin.
Right. No matter what it is, no matter what, no matter what. And it's so funny. Oh, I can't recall the word you just said, but when you're watching this and you see this, and it's just not adults that saw this, it's children and our youth and our young people that is the next generation. I don't know if you had an opportunity to speak with your child or any younger members of your family or even friends, because a lot of them were scared, especially the younger ones on NBC Nightly News, where one little girl thought that they were going to her house. That's how it impacted her, because it was like right there, and they actually went to visit the Capitol as a family. So she thought they were coming to her house. How have you, if you have, spoke with anyone else or any youth or anyone that felt confused on why this is happening? How have you explained that, if you have, or how would you?
I've talked to my daughter about it, and she's afraid. I'm afraid, honestly. I haven't left my house since this has happened. I have not went outside to take the walks that I normally take, because I know in my neighborhood there are a lot of mega people that are in my neighborhood. And I know that because when I do go on walks, I see them wearing their hats. So I've already been in fear to go and take my walks. So now this just pumps up more fear. And just like you just said, when it happened, I was terrified that my house was going to get invaded. Like, you just don't know how far this can truly go, because you don't know that your neighbor right next door hates you because of the color of your skin. So when talking to my daughter about it, she understands. We talk about race often, so she understands what it is. But never in a million years would I think, or nor would she think, that this would happen to us today in 2021.
2021, not 1901 or 1801, 2021. I feel the same as having 3 children ranging from age 13, 10, and 8. I was trying to be as educated and still explaining to them, with trying not to steal their childhood. Trying to explain to them in the most educational way, but also not sugarcoating it. I want to say that as raising 2 boys that are going to grow up to be Black men in America, I did let them see that, number one, you shouldn't do this regardless. This is just wrong on human race. As a race of humans, this was wrong. Okay.
Savage behavior.
Savage. Yes. Very, no one could even predict this. As my daughter, of course, explaining to her the same thing and making them watch it to let them also see what not to do. This is not the right way. Also explaining that, yes, when we are peacefully protesting, it seemed like more force is put upon us versus people that were out of control, scaling walls like spiders.
It was disrespectful. It was
very
disrespectful. And what bothers me is that they're running around with American flags, saying that they're patriots, and that they love this country and USA, but yet you're going to destroy the Capitol. You're trying to destroy this whole entire country that we have built. You have made a mockery of our country,
right,
across the world, and you're screaming USA. The contradictory of it, I just can't fathom the mindset. To me, it just boils down to hate.
Right, and then on top of that, this just wasn't, as I said it before, the nation. This is just not a United States issue. This has also shown that other nations see how easy it is for people that live in this country can overtake somewhere that is highly secure with no problem. So this is a big breach of security. It's how can you say that you are patriotic for a country and you're going in to tear it up? And you're going in and disrespecting our congressmen. You're going in and disrespecting just everything. You saying it's your tax dollars. Now your tax dollars are going to, right. Now they're going to use our tax dollars again to fix. So keep that in mind. And now we can't say, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, we all be sorry and we cut up a little bit, but this was planned.
This was planned. Absolutely. That it had to have been, because there's no way in the world that anything like this could happen unless there was a team of people. And it's interesting because I've seen a video where the police just allowed these people to walk right in, and there's one black officer and he goes, I don't agree with it. I don't agree. But you're just standing there. He said, I don't agree with it. But you're standing there allowing it to happen. So if you're saying that you don't agree with it, that means you know about some type of plan to stand down.
Well, I think it's Clyburn. He's a South Carolina representative, and he was not at his desk that was actually had his nameplate. He was somewhere else. And he was just informed that the people knew exactly where he was going to be. And I'm just like, whoa. Number two, there was an officer, African-American officer, that was being chased up the steps of the Capitol by the mob. Number three, police are to protect and serve. And when they open up those barricades, you do that.
They just let it in. It just goes to show the police are not here for the police. Oh my God, are you even here for your own country? You're here to serve the country, not to serve a man.
Yes. And one thing we have to realize with holding any position as a parent, as a spouse, as a citizen, you have to make sure that you are making the most logical decision and not using rhetoric in a negative way. It's so crazy. I took a class in college called Rhetoric, Social Movement. And it's so sad because Rudy Giuliani holds him and the president and many other people in that cabinet hold very, very, very high positions, and they know this. And you have people that are going to listen, and they already want to do this. So
it's already in them.
Right, it's already in them. So don't be the lighter fluid to ignite that. And it has been ignited, and it was out of control. And as being someone in power, no matter what power you are, the CEO of a company or the CEO of your home, the CEO of your life, make sure that you are making the most sound decisions, because when it's done, it is done. And no one can agree that what happened helped America or helped democracy or helped a vote that is already done.
Well, the people, you can't say that, because the people who are out there doing it, they believe that they did something good. They think that they're a part of a revolution. They think that they're saving this country from us taking over. I mean, they really believe that they did something good. This is going to go down in history for them as a triumphant victory. And not only that, but they're going to teach their children that. And so this is going to continue to flow and flow and flow. And I just believe that because it's a straight divide, and we saw that with the election, we saw whose side you're on, basically. And we saw the numbers, because this is the highest that the country has ever voted. So you can just see with the numbers of the votes, whose side people are on, and how divided the country is, and how much hate resides in this country. And with Bell's numbers, do you think it's ever going to disappear? Do you think we're ever going to overcome racism? Do you think that evil is ever going to go away?
I believe that January 6, 2021 showed us that it will not go away, and that it is not just the beginning. We can't say it's the beginning because it never went away. We can just say that they're trying to, what is it? The revolution will not be televised.
Well, but this isn't
This was.
this was televised, but you know what?
This was
The organization behind it was not. Because we don't
right.
know. They are all, if you listen to the videos, they are all on the same page. They all
Exactly.
believe that they are fighting for the revolution of this country.
And what I really want to do, and our viewers as well, please follow this. I know a lot of stuff, as with all Black Lives Matter, and so many people we have lost to the hands of people that wear the badge, that it begins to get faded away. But what is happening? What is happening to these people? And these people that are going to jail, just like the police officer that killed, oh Lord, I just even hate saying his name. But all the police officers, not all, but a few, it's like they get these GoFundMe accounts and they're out. Mm-hmm. And these people now that are being arrested for these federal crimes, they shouldn't even have bail.
They shouldn't. The justice system, I mean, it just goes to show what this country's all about.
They shouldn't. And you know what? In wrapping up, it's like, this is supposed to be the land of the free, where all men are created equal. But when senseless acts of violence are done by people that look a certain way, does the Constitution really protect all? You have to really ask yourself that. These senseless acts of violence did not only really, it's like, what cause are you fighting for? Like, I'm seeing young children marching like, no justice, no peace. I'm seeing people saying, stop killing me because of the color of my skin. George Floyd died over supposedly a counterfeit $20 bill. That could have been avoided. Was he looting? No.
Did he storm the Capitol?
But we have hundreds, thousands that have stormed the Capitol. So far, 5 people have lost their lives, dozens hurt, and thousands of dollars in property destroyed, as well as disrespecting that you consider this to be your country. Who really won here? Nobody. No Black, white, Chinese, Hispanic, male, female. Nobody won. Nobody. You created fear. You created disappointment. You made our nation look bad. And you also opened up the gates of where now other countries may feel that they could come in and do this and no problem. We have to wake up. We have to wake up. We have to teach our children, our family members, and ourselves there is a better way to go about this. And I just hope that you guys definitely post your comments, post any pictures, any commentary. You may listen to the news or anything that is credible, and let us know your thoughts on this. Mimi, in closing, what is your thoughts?
Well, in closing, I just say that people take this time to reflect on the good things in your spirit, even though it's hard to do when you see all of these things going on around you. But we cannot forget that God is powerful beyond measure, and everything happens for a reason. And we cannot allow anything or anyone to take us away from the joy of God. So this is a time to get closer to Him and get closer to understanding your purpose. Do not allow this to create fear in you. Although I have, like I said earlier, I've been afraid to go out of my house, but I will not allow this to put fear in my heart, because I know that I'm covered by a mighty God. And that's just what I have to say about that. Just do not allow this to cause fear and defeat, because God is the victor at the end. of the day.
Amen. As it says, it's a good word said, fear not, for I am with thee.
Amen.
Fear not. So we thank you so much for your time, for coming on to watch us. Also, please, we want to hear your thoughts on this. We want to know how you feel and how you're dealing with this. And until next time, see you, and thank you so much for watching Coffee Chronicles with the Z.
Thank you.
Have a great week, guys. Bye.